and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's OP replay, we have the Carro 45T. And what a result this, I mean, what a game this is. Not quite a result, but it does go down to the wire. Let me just turn it down a little bit more. So we are watching HTD Problematic, I think his name is. Yeah, the Carro 45T is a really good tank. It's one of those tanks that is not really out there, to be honest. There's, because of the way it come and how much the price was on this tank. Yeah, not many people own the tank. I don't own it. I want to own it, but sadly, yeah, I don't. But it's one of those tanks that was also been not affected, but it's been made better since the reload. Since when you start the game and you are already reloaded, this has benefited from that, because it's got the 4 shells, and not only that, but it has that reserve shell. So you've got to try your hardest not to shoot that last shell, otherwise you will suffer. If you shoot that last shell, you really will suffer with that DPM, and you've got a really long reload. So only shoot that last shell if you absolutely have to shoot it. Other than that, don't shoot that last shell, whatever you do, especially if you're being pushed, if you're being attacked. You've got to just try to hold on to it. You've got to try and be patient. It's easier said than done. You know, when you've got a shell there and there is a tank right in front of you, it is easier said than done to not shoot that shell. But yeah, don't shoot it. Whatever you do, don't shoot that last shell. So far, 1400 damage done. Not too much, of course, but he has now reloaded the 4 shells, so he can actually push on a little bit, just to try and get behind these guys. And you can see the STB is there. He can get a shot or 2 on into him, well, 1 shot into him, and then he can start making his move. But his team sadly are dying. There is 2 tanks down, 1 tank down for the enemy team. Again, he's reloaded that 4th shell, so he is going to try to get the shots off. There is the Object 268 there, but he does have to be very careful. It doesn't have the best of armor, this tank. I mean, you can get the troll bounce, but yeah, you can't rely on the armor. The armor isn't the greatest on this tank. So he's now looking to move on. You've got the Kranwagen up there. He does have his teammate here on the right pushing round, but yeah, he wants to get into the middle here. The Kranwagen, 1 shot, 2 shots into him, and he's getting nice alpha, if I'm honest, like 396 alpha, 405 alpha. That is very nice alpha for a medium tank, and that really did help to clear that Kranwagen there. So now he's got a reload, hasn't shot his first shell, so he doesn't have to wait too long. As you can see here, he's now reloaded 3 shells, and in 4 seconds time he's going to reload the 4 shells. So if you don't shoot that 4th shell, you really do reload pretty quickly, if I'm honest. Like, it's if you shoot that the 4th shell, you've got a 20+ second. So now he's got the dilemma. Does he shoot the 4th shell, or does he wait? And he does shoot that 4th shell. The problem is there is now an STB there. So the STB is now a 1 shot. He could have cleared him. I think the T57 is going to do so, and now it is just these 2 guys versus the 3 tanks. And at least the T57 is full hit points, but the Death Star is a full hit point tank there, and that is a tank that you really do want to clear. But look, he's only just reloaded that 4th shell. So once you reload that 4th shell, it then goes pretty quickly, as you can see here. Now there is a T62 there as well. I probably would focus the T62 or the Death Star, considering the T57 is going for the Death Star. Then yeah, you need to go at this point in the game for the same tank. Now the T57 is dying, but again, he had to shoot that 4th shell, so he is on a mega long reload, and sadly he can't really help the T57. And that is the thing, when you're on a long reload like he was, what can you do? Like, what can you do? So he sadly just had to run away from him, knowing that the T-57 is going to die. He just had to run away, and he couldn't be of any help whatsoever. So look, I mean, he's run away, and he's now only just reloaded that third shell. So yeah, this is why it's so important on these kind of tanks not to shoot that fourth shell. So they are both coming. There is the T-62 there. He does get the shot into him. Now, if he reloads one more shell, I mean, even with the 3 shells, he can take out that T-62 with 3 shells. But yeah, if he can reload the 4th shell, and then he could push that T-62, kill him within 3 shells, and he still have that 4th shell remaining. He's on 2 kills, 5.8k damage, so he's already really done a decent shot, a decent battle. Not sure quite what that shot there was. I don't know if he was just shooting to bait, or if he was hoping that if he went up the gun would go down or not. But yeah, I don't know quite what he was doing there. And again there, I don't know if he's baiting him or not, but now the IS-7 has come, he has no choice but to push. He does reload the 4th shell, 1 shot into the T-62, 2 shots into the T-62, and as you can see, he is now a 1 shot, and he still has that 4th shell. So 6.7k damage. It is now a 1 versus 1, but the IS-7 does have him all over the park with that DPM. He can't kill him with 4 shells, unfortunately, so he has going to have to get some shots off, try and move out the way. That shot there was very, very important, because now if he reloads 4 shells, he could take out that IS-7. Actually, if you're doing 300 damage plus per shot, he could actually take that guy out. But when you miss your shot like that, and then the IS-7 now has the higher ground, so he does get the shot. So our guy, he is now a 1 shot, unfortunately. So he has to be very, very, very careful. He's not going to shoot that 4th shell. He's just going to back up, and almost there. He needs to bait a shot at this point. He has to bait a shot. Unfortunately, he does bounce his shot. 40 seconds left to go. Come on, IS-7, bounce your shot, or at least miss your shot. But he's going to push forward, and sadly, the IS-7 does win. But a fantastic performance there from the Carro 45T. A really, really good performance, really good damage, and it did really come down to the wire there. 8,480 damage done. Very, very well played. Very well deserved mastery badge as well. But sadly, he couldn't finish the job. But well played to the IS-7 at the end there. So I hope you enjoyed today's replay, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.